Hello and welcome back to my craft room. I've had a very exciting week. I went down to London. We live in Norfolk. I went down to London with my son to visit the knitting and stitching show at Alexandra Palace. We stayed overnight the night before, so we went down to London on Wednesday, stayed overnight, had a nice meal out, and got there pretty much for the opening of the first day of the knitting and stitching show. I love the show anyway, but I haven't been for a couple of years. They couldn't do it last year because of the COVID restrictions. So what they did was run a competition to do a textile self-portrait. You could use anything as long as it was textiles and as long as it was a self-portrait. So I entered mine. I'll upload a picture of it and put that as a thumbnail. So the picture you see in the thumbnail for this video will be my self-portrait. It's I haven't got it here to show you because it's still there. They're going to send it back, I hope, in the next couple of weeks. I think the show closes on Sunday. So it was quite exciting to see mine there amongst, I think there were 100, I think there are lots and lots of entries, hundreds of entries, but there were 100 people that exhibited their portraits at the show. And it was amazing to see them all. I mean, I was blown away at all the entries, just looking at them online, but to see them in real life was just brilliant. You know, all the texture and depth you can't really catch in a photo. So that's brilliant, and I just it was very exciting. Got my picture taken standing next to my portrait, so that was fun. I don't know what the photographer was taking the pictures for though. So, but anyway, what I thought I would do, we got back late yesterday, and I was at work today, so it's now Friday evening, and I thought I wouldn't unpack my bag. I'd unpack my bag of goodies that I bought. Pretty good actually that all the goodies I bought fitted in this bag. I mean, that's better than I've done some years. And I thought I'd show you some of the things that I've got. So I'm going to go to Descam and show you now my very first top here. This Enjoy. That was actually on the fish and chips that we had when we got home yesterday evening, because I was just too tired to think about cooking dinner. So I thought I'd keep this because it's even still a little bit sticky, and I think that's going to find its way into my snotter book, even if it's just on the cover or something. So I'm going to put that somewhere. Let's put it over there for now. I think it'll be quite fun. So, look at these lovelies. Here is the show guide. There's a map at the back. This is this is where the self-portrait competition exhibition was meant to be, and they'd moved it but not told anybody. They were in the Great Hall actually, so we did eventually track them down. I can see it's quite big. I felt like, I don't know if anybody watching this has been before, it felt like there was a bit less this year. I think there were less of the companies that do the patterns and things, and less fabrics. I felt there was still plenty to see. It was amazing. I loved it, absolutely loved it. It just felt more spacious, and actually I've always been on a weekend before, but going first thing on that opening day was lovely and quiet, and lots of space to roam around, so I would definitely do that again. Anyway, so that is the, let's do a quick flip here. It's just listing all of the different things going on. That was the textile self-portrait that won. It was really good, and again, as I say, looked even better in real life. Oh, so many things to see. I came home absolutely buzzing with inspiration. Anyway, right, put that to one side. Some other bits I can show you in a minute. These two sari bags, actually made out of old saris. I thought it was lovely that so many of the companies weren't using plastic, weren't using even new paper bags. You know, bags like this that you can reuse. Brilliant. It's really good to see. This was a company called Bazaar. Of course, this is plastic though, isn't it? Having just said all that, this is plastic. I guess I had to pack this in something. Anyway, I think these are the thing I'm probably the most excited about anyway. So these are the things that came from Bazaar. I think this is a slip of paper I picked up from them. Yes, there we go. So you can see their website there. Oh, Christmas extravaganza. These were bags of scraps and treasures. So scraps of fabric and just little treasures. So I'm going to open these in a minute. I don't really, you can obviously see a little bit what's in there, but I want to get in and have a proper look. So I will do that in a minute on camera for you. And this also came from them. So it's a tiny pot of, they're like mother of pearl buttons, or I think they called them sequins, but to me they're more like buttons, but they're little fish shaped ones I chose. So it's so cute. I love the little pot. I would definitely use a little pot again for storing beads in once these are gone. So that's those. I've just got ideas about maybe some gorgeous bags or something, or some kind of storage, something beautiful for my room. I don't know, but I just thought these looked so inspiring. Every single bag was completely unique, and so it was really hard to choose which one I wanted, or which ones I wanted. So I ended up with two, but I couldn't take the whole box. The sari bags came free. They said, "Oh, can you put them in there?" Because they were busy eating pizza. Would you mind putting them in the bag yourself? And I said, "Can I have 2 bags?" Yes, they said. Bonus. Right, what's next? And here's another company that gave a lovely handmade reusable bag. They sold these beautiful hand carved wooden stamps, so you can use them for printing with ink or paint. You can use them with a jelly plate, on paper, on fabric. They actually also sold these fabric paints, which you can set with an iron, so that they're then washable, and they gave you these sponges free with them, and they were demonstrating how to use them, and it was so inspiring to see what they were doing. They did point out that their packaging, so there's this obviously is very environmentally friendly because you can use it over and over again. The plasticky seeming bags though are compostable, so that's good. So I chose these 3 luscious colours because I thought, well, I can mix pretty much anything from that. Obviously it would be quite nice to have black and white as well. They did, I think it's a set of 3 for £11, which I thought was pretty good, so that will go a hell of a long way. And how much were these? That was £10. And they're made of Indian rosewood and oiled with mustard oil, I think they said. And apparently, as long as you can give them a wash in soapy water and a nail brush if need be, once you've finished using them, you don't need to re-oil them or anything, and they pretty much take care of themselves. So, and he did say it's a good idea to use something slightly soft, like a stamp mat or an old mouse mat or something underneath. So I chose it was very hard to choose. Even the ones where you've got, basically the same design again, each one was carved just slightly differently, depending on the mood of the carver or which person was carving it, I guess. But anyway, eventually I chose this kind of leaping hare. I loved this sort of seed head. I think I can do a lot with that. And then I bought this. I've taken it out of the bag because it's just too noisy. So this is the name of the company, Blockcraft. Hand print your own fabric and paper. Oh, exotic smelling. Here are some examples of some of the things they were making. So yeah, gift wrap's a nice idea, isn't it? Aprons and things. They had the most amazing, gorgeous little baby grow he'd done. Oh. Yeah, so there's lots and lots of things there. Hand printed clothes, lampshades, tissue paper, wrapping paper, cards, gift tags, tea towels, tote bags, and so much more. I signed up for their newsletter, which means I will get access to a free class apparently, which I must look into as soon as I've got time. I'm in work again tomorrow, but I'm off on Sunday, so I'll be able to have a play with some of these things, hopefully. So the stamps that are in this little set, I thought it was a nice little set. That's a hedgehog, isn't it cute? I thought this was a cat, but of course it's not, it's a fox. What they were doing with some of these, which was nice, was actually blend the paints blend really nicely, and they were actually blending them on the stamp, adding a darker shade or a different shade in certain areas of the stamp to make it more interesting. So I can't wait to have a go with that. So we've got a leaf, a flower, a fox, a hedgehog and a little bee. And I thought that was a lovely set. Right, so that's my stamps and paint from Blockcraft. I've got my treasure packs from Bazaar to look at in a minute. And really the only other thing I bought, I have been quite moderate for me. The only other thing I bought was this, which I was so pleased with. So this is a kit by Cloth Atelier. And I couldn't believe actually what good value I thought this was. So you get the pattern to make the Loha bag. You get the pattern, you get to choose any 2 fat quarters from the massive selection they had there. I'll show you what I chose. And the kit includes pretty much everything else you need. And the whole thing was £18. And I thought that was pretty good value, really. I love the way it's packaged. So there's the button that you need to finish the bag, which I thought was nice. So and the interfacing is there. These are the 2 that I chose, and I won't, because the whole bag is reversible. You can turn it inside out and use it the other way. I won't necessarily use these 2 together though, because what I thought was I've got a couple of pairs of old jeans that I want to upcycle. So I thought these would work quite well if I used the jeans fabric and one of these, and that way I can get 2 bags, one for myself, one for a friend. So yeah, everything I need apparently is here. This must be the pattern. It's quite simple, isn't it? Which is nice. And it's nice sturdy paper, and it doesn't look like I've got to do anything fiddly like blowing it up or anything like that. Let's see how the instructions look. Oh, that looks nice and clear. Oh yeah, definitely. I think I can cope with this. So I'm absolutely delighted with that. And obviously, you know, I can use the pattern again and again, can't I? So the only thing I need really is thread. Let's have a little look at, before I go into the treasure bags. Oh, I kept these as well. 2 different soy sauce bottles. And there's another, I'm sure there's another soy sauce fish as well. I've decided I'm going to start keeping it. I'm going to do something with these. I'm going to upcycle these into something. Anyway, so that was just a bit of a souvenir. There are a few interesting things around. Adopt a stitch to preserve it for the future. That was an interesting idea. I will look up. I found this time I didn't feel I wanted to go around spending massive amounts of money and buying loads more stuff. What I enjoyed the most actually was seeing all the incredible inspirational art pieces. They were just amazing, so inspiring. Now I can't remember why I picked this up. Ah yes, I remember. So let's have a quick look through this and I can show you. Yeah, this is just one of the, this was massive. It was absolutely huge. I've got no people there now to give it scale, but it was huge and all done out of knitting. Like a crashed aeroplane. There were bombs here. There were dropped bombs here as well. This lady's exhibition, installation, I guess you might call it, was wonderful. Colours and patterns were, and Maria. Now I think this is the lady that I bought some of her postcards. She was one of my favourite artists. She made art out of junk and ephemera. It was just, yes, Maria Thomas. And she was selling these little sets of postcards. I don't think the photo Anything Like does it justice, but if you look carefully you can see all sorts of everyday food packaging and things, beer bottle tops, incorporated into her pieces. It was absolutely phenomenal, and you could buy some of the pieces. I couldn't afford it, but they were actually, I thought, surprisingly reasonably priced. But it's just, I can't begin to describe it. I'm going to definitely pitch a lot of her ideas. I don't know if you can see, but she's created an edging for this lapel, which looks like a multi-layered ruffle, and it's made out of that. I think it's that when you open a pot of dye, the old Dylon dye set, and you get that instruction thing that kind of it's like a little concertinaed circular thing that just peels away as you open it. I think it's that. I think that's what it is. All the instructions are printed on it. I think that's what that is. And there she's done some, and I'm going to pinch this idea for my rainbow bobbin. She's done the classic kind of hexagonal patchwork there, but she's done it inside out so that you can see the paper that she's cut the pieces from inside. And they're all packaging, everyday packaging. Bits of old vintage fabric and lace mixed in. In real life, I could have looked at this all day. And she also had these, let's have a look at this. This was to make a little kind of hanging decoration, like for Christmas, or I guess for any time really. Now I'm not quite sure how this is supposed to open though. We took a photo so that a beer bauble template, and she also gave you that you could choose little squashed beer bottle tops. So I chose this one because it's A for Annie. Yeah, so she tells you how to make this gorgeous sparkly twinkly doodad. I love it. I'll definitely be making some for our little Christmas branchy thing. So that was those, and I think it was looking at the artists' pieces and the Embroiderers Guild exhibitions and things, that kind of thing, that I enjoyed the most. And my son really enjoyed looking through them as well. This was phenomenal in real life, this golden embroidery. Anyway, there's the winner of that portrait competition. This is the Embroiderers Guild Exquisite Containers exhibit. We stood looking at that for a long time. It was really hard to tell which ones were vintage historical pieces and which ones were modern but inspired by historical pieces. The workmanship was absolutely out of this world. That was the inside of a container actually, and there was everything from little reticules to secret boxes to I just can't begin to the Creative Living Theatre. So you could just sort of walk in and take a seat if a seat was available, and this was Mark Francis. That's right, Mark Francis, who was showing us how to make a waistcoat from old jeans. Is it amazing? He was really good, really entertaining, and very informative as well actually. And while he was going on, Stuart Hilliard turned up as well, and he was chatting away to Mark's husband at the back, and people kept coming by and saying, "Oh look, it's Stuart Hilliard and Mark Francis." It was really good. You can see there's just masses going on, and lots of places to eat and drink, and the weather was lovely, so we were able to sit outside for lunch. It was just a lovely day. I think the reason I had that is that this is one of the places that Mark Francis does workshops, or will be doing workshops. Crafting holiday, well, that's a pipe dream, but I thought it'd be interesting to have a look at. That's my Blockcraft stuff. That's about it. That's about all I've got to show you. Let's come. Oh no, the most exciting bit I nearly forgot I've been saving. Right. Where am I going to put this stuff? I'll put that all over there. And let's find out what's in the bags. Okay, this is the contents of the first bag. So bearing in mind, I don't know if I said originally, but these were £12.50 for the bag. So it looks like good value to me so far. So what have we got? A tiny bird. I might have to do a little mendie job there. I think it's a bird. He might have to be doctored a little bit. We got some little kind of like woolly pom-poms. Some of these look like they've probably been rescued off of old pieces of, I don't know, clothing or decorative items, which I'm very fine with. This is a very fancy little bird. Look at that. I'm picturing maybe a mobile or maybe a bag with this dangling off it. I've got bags in my head. I really think I'd like to make bags with it. Isn't that gorgeous? What else? Some lovely ribbon. Oh, a bundle of ribbon. So this feels like that kind of sari ribbon. It's got a very silky feel. And it's a very lurexy one. And just a cotton. I think these must be recycled pieces taken from old garments and things. I love that idea. And this is just a kind of decorative, like a flower, made of cotton, feels like. Look at this. Oh, imagine how much fun it must be going through bundles and bags of old bits of it and putting these together. This is like bunting, doesn't it? Oh God, yeah, bag. It's a bag. I think it's going to be a bag. What's this piece? Little tiny flower. Some beads. Wow. Some wooden and some metal. I think they're metal. They might be plastic. Let's have a look. And we have teeth tap. It's hard to tell actually. I can usually tell straight away. I think they're glass. They're glass, but they look like metal. And the others are wood. I love those. Oh, see how I could make a piece of jewellery to go with the bag. Oh, I don't know. Or I could just make an amazing creature of some kind. Or, an incredible doll. What incredible... Oh, so many ideas. So many ideas going through the head. Now, once I know what's in it, then I'll mull it over for a couple of days. And they do an online service, these people. So if I really love these, I could even order more. Well, if anybody's watching this and you've got any ideas about what I could do with all this gorgeousness, please feel free to let me know. I don't want to end up being paralysed by indecision. Look at this, isn't that lovely? I'm getting. Look, I don't know if you can see. I've actually got ghost pimples. My hairs on my arms are standing on my hands. I like that both ways round actually. I think that's the right way. There's lots of pieces here. They've just presented them really nicely. I mean, you wouldn't have to make one project with these things either. You could make more than one thing, couldn't you? All the so many different textures, and it's like a really fine cotton lawn. Well, now I've seen what's actually in here, I'm changing my mind about what I'm going to do with it. This has got a lovely texture. I don't know if it will really... Let's try and, I don't know how well it will come out on the camera. That's better. That sort of shows it. It feels lovely. It all feels soft and kind of worn, but in a good way, you know. Oh, look. Beautiful. See, if I did want to make all of this into a bag, some of it would have to be backed, but that's not impossible. Look at that. It's all appliqued on with tiny hand stitches, turned under and appliqued on. If I get any tiny snips left, of course, it'll end up in my Sew for the Soul box. Another interesting little piece. Yeah, you can see they must all be like pieces cut and retrieved from garments that were being thrown away, I think. Oh, this is very fine. I love it. I just love it. Maybe I could just do like a quilt. I like the idea of making something useful out of it. Look at that, just a little edging. Oh, I'm going to have to give some serious thought to what to do. I would genuinely really appreciate any ideas. If anybody's got any ideas of what I could make with all of this. Look at that. This looks like it's like printed with bleach or something. I don't know how they've done that. I thought that was going to have a slight stretch. Oh, yes, it has. It's got a stretch that way. And then the last piece, and this is kind of like a boucle, I guess, with which is kind of lined. Oh, so many possibilities. Isn't that fabulous? Well, I think £12.50. I can't argue with that. Please. Oh, I'm very, very impressed with that. I think I definitely will consider sending for some more. This is the second pack. Let's put this one out of the way. Okay, let's see what we've got in here. Oh, look. How gorgeous is that? Oh, and it jingles. Oh, there's the bells there. So that's that. Let's see what else is here. Oh, a couple of feathers. Oh, a wired feather. Make some stunning mobiles, couldn't you? Right, so this is all kind of silky, kind of almost like sari silk, but obviously it used to be part of a tiered dress or top or something. It's got lovely gold running through it. It's a beautiful colour. Some black kind of broderie anglaise cotton. This is about, I don't know what. That looks like that's the lining of the garment, and this is, it's like I don't know what the fabric is actually. Very pretty. Some more pink, silky pink. The fabrics are so fun. When you open them out, they're bigger than you're expecting. I keep sniffing everything. I can't help it. I've got a habit of sniffing things. It's a little part of a top, or got silk sort of bleached out at the end. Quite like it. Feels like silk. It feels like real silk. Some of them do really feel like silk. I wonder if they are. Oh, look at that. Oh, isn't that lovely? I mean, if I did manage to make bags out of these, or wall hangings or something, that'd be amazing, wouldn't they? Oh, it's just going to take some thought before I get started, I think. No, I can't decide which way up this is. I think that's the right way. Could work either way, to be fair. I wonder if it would be possible to make something wearable, like a waistcoat or something. There's a piece of quite sturdy, kind of almost upholstery weight slubby cotton there. And so we find out all the difference in weights and textures is wonderful. Oh, I love this. Some more is that same? No, it's a different pink. Or several different pinks here. I'm just spoiled for choice as to what I can do with this. Look at that. It's like multi-layered. It's got cotton on the inside. No, it's not cotton. It's like a satin lining with a sheer over the top and this lovely beaded embroidery. Some more delicate silky fabric. Oh, look at that. I'm just blown away by how much is in here and how beautifully they've been put together. We've got a whole load of beads here, so wooden beads, which I can either leave like that or take apart. And then a little pack of beads as well, little seed beads and tubular beads there, made of a mixture of glass and wood by the look of it. Wow. Well, I'm certainly not disappointed with those. So there's my packs, my two £12.50 packs from Bazaar. Which came with the free sari bags as well. So I mean, that's a real bonus to me. Then there's my Blockcraft bag with this lovely set of stamps, and the two individual ones that I bought as well, and the fabric paints. Sponges came with two. Oh, that's my little fishes from Bazaar. And then there's my two fabrics and the pattern from Cloth Atelier as well. What a lovely collection of stuff. Oh, and that came with the bag kit as well. What an amazing collection of stuff. And last but not least, and walking back down to the train station, I found this dropped on the ground. So that's going to be added to my found items to go in my starter book. That was a little Bertie bonus. My own, I was wearing one of my own necklaces and I managed to break it when I was wrestling with my handbag at the show. But luckily I didn't actually lose anything. It's just I just need to replace a jump ring. So the last thing I wanted to show you, because I was overall pretty impressed with it, was this. that's empty now. This little bag I've got, I might put a link to it on in the description box in case anybody's interested to have a look. Why have we gone all blurry now, camera? Now suddenly we want to go close up. Usually it won't do close up. Oh. So annoying. Okay, so this is a bag that I got from Amazon. There were mixed reviews, and I have to say my review is slightly mixed as well. The idea with this bag is that it functions like a normal... Do you know what? I think I might show you. It might be easier to show you. Yeah. So the idea is you can put it over your shoulder or hold it like a shopping bag, like that. But if you get carried away and buy too much stuff at the show, what you can do, and I managed to get all my overnight stuff in this. And our picnic on the way up, but we ate that. Then, when you've got too much stuff, you just unzip it round and keep unzipping around in a spiral, and it extends into this massive bag with, back to desk cam, with this little magical bit in the bottom so that opens out. You can then lift these wheels up like that. This all folds up. Into a little pocket on the bottom. So that it doesn't drag on the ground. And then you can wheel it along. Drag it after you at the exhibition or whatever. And it was brilliant. And then when you want to fold it away again, you just push here, put the wheels down, the whole thing will fold up into your handbag. Only thing is, and one of the reviews did say that they went 50 yards and the wheel fell off, and I thought, oh, that's a shame, because it's pretty sturdy, the bottom's pretty sturdy, and every other way I'm really happy with it, but I found the wheel came off as well. And the problem is, these nuts that hold the wheels on come loose really easily. My son explained to me the scientific reason why the vibration caused by wheeling it along, especially on like a slightly gravelly kind of surface, or slightly textured surface rather, the vibrations will translate into rotation and the little nut will work its way off. They should have used a, what did he call it, a locking nut or something. But the solution is easy. I suddenly realised I'd lost a wheel. We retraced our steps a few yards, found the wheel, a few yards further, found the nut. So what I'm going to do is take this nut off, put a drop of Loctite or something there. Apparently Loctite's quite good because it will harden even without any air, and it will work on metal. Put a drop of Loctite perhaps inside the nut, screw it back on, and then it's not going to come off. And you know, I'm not going to need to take it on or off, so it won't hurt that it's permanently glued on there. And then I think it will then be a very, very useful little bag. And the whole thing, I think it cost me, was it $11.99? I'll put a link to it if I think about it, because I do think it's quite a handy thing. I mean, you couldn't like put your whole week's kind of luggage in it or something, but for a little, for just the kind of occasion I've just been on, it's absolutely perfect. Yeah, so as I say, kind of a mixed review, but definitely I still think worth it with a little bit of customization. So that's that. I think that's everything I wanted to show you. So I've had a lovely time, as you can see. I'm full of ideas inspired by the show. Absolutely blown away, impressed with all of the artistry and creativity and workmanship that was on show there. And as I say, I didn't actually feel the need to spend quite as much as I have done on previous occasions. But the things that I've bought, I'm absolutely thrilled to bits with. I'll be dreaming about that tonight. I'll be dreaming about things that I might do with those batches of fabric, and I definitely think I might be ordering some more. Anyway, that's it for now. I'm up for work again in the morning. It's been a very busy, quite tiring week, but a fun week. Really, really good. And I hope you enjoyed watching that. If any of you are going to the Knitting and Stitching show, I hope you enjoy it. Check out my self-portrait. It's the one going... The photographer that took my picture, she said, I don't think she meant it to sound horrible, but she said, "Oh, it's great that you're making a funny face and you're not trying to look pretty." Which is really sweet, but I totally could have taken that the wrong way. My son thought it was hilarious. Anyway, right, enough wittering. Thanks very much for dropping in today. I hope you're having a good week wherever you are, and I will see you again really soon. Bye.